Marie Curie, the woman who shined brighter than her discoveries. She was born in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, in a small cold house filled with books, dreams, and poverty. Her name, Maria Sklodowska, the girl who would one day be known to the world as Marie Curie. From the beginning, life was not kind to her. Her family was poor, her mother was sick, her country was under Russian rule, where women had no right to higher education. But Maria, she had a fire inside her, a desire to learn. At night, while others slept, she would hide under a blanket with a candle and a book. Her eyes were tired, but her heart refused to rest. She once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood." And she wanted to understand everything. When she grew older, she dreamed of studying science. But in Poland, women were not allowed to attend universities. Did she give up? No. She worked as a governess, teaching children by day and saving every penny by night. It took years, but finally, she collected enough money to go to Paris to study at the famous Sorbonne University. There, she faced another battle. She was alone in a foreign land. She lived in a small attic room, too poor to afford food. In the freezing winters of Paris, she wrapped herself in blankets to study because there was no fire to keep her warm. Sometimes she fainted from hunger but never stopped learning because in her heart there was one belief. I was taught that the way of progress was neither swift nor easy. In Paris, she met a man who would change her life. Pierre Curie. He was a quite kind scientist who saw brilliance in Marie. They fell in love not over fancy dinners but over their shared passion for science. Together, they began researching strange glowing substances, materials that gave off invisible rays. After years of back-breaking work in a small shed surrounded by toxic fumes, they discovered something extraordinary, a new element that emitted light on its own. They named it radium. This discovery gave birth to the term radioactivity. It was a revolution in science, and Marie Curie became the first woman in history to win a Nobel Prize. But she did not stop there. In 1906, tragedy struck. Pierre, the love of her life, her research partner, died suddenly in an accident. Marie was shattered. Her world went dark, but instead of giving up, she turned her pain into power. She took over Pierre's position at the university, becoming the first female professor in the history of the Sorbonne, and she continued her research, alone, heartbroken, but determined. In 1911, she achieved the impossible. She won a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. To this day, she remains the only person ever to win Nobel Prize in two different scientific fields. But fame never changed her. She lived simply, refused to patent her discoveries, and gave her research freely to the world. Her work with radium later helped develop X-rays, saving countless lives during World War I. In those war years, Marie drove through battlefields in a small truck. She turned into a mobile X-ray lab, risking her life to help wounded soldiers. Years of exposure to radiation slowly destroyed her health. Her hands were burned, her body weakened. Yet she never complained. She once said, You cannot hope to build a better world without improving individuals. Each of us must work for our own improvement. In 1934, at the age of 66, Marie Curie passed away, not from failure, but from sacrifice. She gave her life to science and to humanity. Even today, her notebooks are so radioactive that they are kept in lead boxes, untouched for over a century. Marie Curie's story is not just about science, it's about courage, about a woman who fought against poverty, discrimination, and tragedy and still changed the world. She proved that no matter who you are, your dreams are stronger than your circumstances. Marie Curie, the woman who glowed brighter than the elements she discovered. A reminder that real light does not come from success, it comes from struggle. Be less curious about people and more curious about ideas. Marie Curie.